That $50 donation gets you entered to win it. It is exactly as soft as it looks. I promise, it's amazing. I've also got a $25 donation here from Cetra Blues. Been looking forward to Donkey Kong Country all week. Let's get rolling deep and keep up the hype. I am ready for this run too. This is, I'm not even sure what to expect we're in for here, but I know it's going to be something amazing. I'm desperately curious to figure out what this one looks like. This one's going to be really cool. And on that note, let's not wait any longer. Tonkotsu, best of luck. I'm going to hand it over to you for this Donkey Kong Country reverse boss order run. It's all yours, friend.
You all are live.
Okay. So can I get started?
Yeah, whenever you like.
Okay. Hi, I'm Tonkotsu. Today I'd like to show you the most complicated but exciting category in Donkey Kong Country, I believe, reverse boss order. I'll be muted during my run, so I have two commentators here, Void and Code. So please introduce yourselves.
All right, hello and welcome everyone. I'm Void. I play DKC sometimes.
And I have a code, or Code by the way, and I also play DKC sometimes.
All right, so yeah, as Tonkotsu said, this is arguably the hardest Donkey Kong Country category out there. The potential for soft locks is very high, albeit the category has been much improved and the safer strats have been, plenty of them have been discovered since the last time this got showcased at the GDQ. But we're in for an exciting run nonetheless. So yeah, Tonk, if you're ready, I'm gonna give you a countdown.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, so
All right. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say the first 5 minutes to maybe 7 minutes of this game is probably the most complicated part. And Tonkotsu is going to start it off with an attempt at a frame-perfect trick, but unfortunately missed it. But you're going to see a lot of opportunities for some of the most glitchiness you could see in the run within the first 5 to 7 minutes. So we'll try to explain as much as we can, but if not, we'll get to it afterwards.
Yeah, this run is super front-loaded because essentially the first 5 minutes of the run, like Code said, is a carbon copy of the DKC any percent run. So right now what Tonkotsu is doing is he's setting up the split-up glitch, which is extremely important for this category. So he threw the DK barrel in mid-air, start selected out of the level, and now he's gonna make sure to die over a pit. So now the setup is finalized. And now Tonkotsu just did map warp first try, very nice. So now to make sure that everyone understands what split up glitch entails, if Tonkotsu takes damage at a bad spot right now, his run is soft locked. So you really don't want that to happen. But yeah, map warp is another frame perfect trick that brings you to a different location. There are 4 corners on the overworld of World 1, and 3 of them will send you to this level, Orangutan Gang, which is actually in World 3. So Orangutan Gang is actually a super important level in both this category and the 80% run. And at the beginning of this level, Tonkotsu grabbed the steel keg, and now he did some shenanigans with it, rode the steel keg, and then jumped on Espresso right away. And after that, made sure to collect the halfway barrel. And now he's actually holding an invisible object, which he's going to use to open this bonus right here. And if he opened this bonus at the right time, he's now perfectly set up for another frame perfect trick to get into this exit with both Kongs at the same time, because this is essentially what split up glitch does. It allows you to control both Kongs at once, and that's very nicely done. And now we're in World 6. So hope you guys followed so far. Now we have Espresso because this game makes sense.
Yeah, totally.
Yep. And but yeah, so now we're in World 6. All we have to do to essentially beat the game would be to complete the levels in World 6 and then defeat K. Rool. But because this is reverse boss order, we're gonna go back into World 6 after beating Neki 2, which is the boss in this world, and then the magic will ensue. But yeah, this is a very fun level to do with the bird. Very slick movement going on. Tonkotsu grabbed the barrel right at the end here to set up another glitch. We call this glitch the SFR, or the super free roll.
Yeah, so this is I was gonna say, this is a harder level to play without glitches, so it'd be really nice to have a trick like this to get by. And he got it nicely.
Yeah, that was nicely done. So what the super free roll is it's a variation of another trick, which is a super jump roll. But the super jump roll is a combination of a jump roll and a super jump. You'll see examples of jump rolls later on. But a super jump is a trick that allows you to gain infinite high. And now he has like a ton of speed to clear the level with make short work of it and also avoid all the obstacles. Okay, so now we're going back in Mincers, and we're setting up the split-up glitch again for a wrong warp that we're going to execute in Platform Perils. But if you remember what I said earlier about split-up glitch, if you take damage in a bad spot, you end up soft-locking your game. And Loopy Lights is not an easy level whatsoever, so check this out.
It's one of the first levels you'll actually play correctly in this category, so we're about 3 or 4 minutes in, and we're finally playing a level from start to finish in the correct intended way.
Yeah. No glitches whatsoever.
But there is a glitch setup, so the fact that you have to play one of the hardest levels with the fact that the game will essentially be waiting for the other Kong that doesn't exist infinitely can cause some dismay.
Yeah. Because that's pretty much what happens with split-up glitch. You trick the game into thinking that you have your second Kong with you, but you don't. So that's what ends up happening when you take damage. Like, the game will try to put you in into the other Kong that actually isn't there.
Nice.
All right, nicely done. So for the next level, don't blink.
It's a hard level, so let's hope he can get through it.
Yeah.
All right, hard level completed.
Yo, very nice. First try.
So that's utilizing that split up glitch right there, as long as both Kongs as long as the other Kong that you're not controlling enters that bonus, it for some reason shoots you out of that level thinking that you've completed it and you can go to the final boss. That only works in levels that have 2 exits after them, so essentially it's a perfect storm where that's kind of the only level where that works.
Yeah.
I think theoretically antics, but there's no way to actually utilize it.
So yeah, now Neki 2 has been defeated, and now we're re-entering World 6, because this is actually where the run branches out from the regular any percent speedrun of this game. So now Tanked Up Trouble. This level is infamous for several reasons. First off, it's an auto-scroller. It's also not particularly easy to play casually, but in speedruns, you have several opportunities at getting a jump roll. And what a jump roll is you want to execute a roll on the same frame that you land on an enemy, which is another frame perfect trick. So Tonkotsu will have 2 opportunities at a jump roll. Here comes the first one. We call this one Kremtut. Okay, a little too early. That's okay. Got another shot at it.
Nice.
Very nice.
So basically, the game puts you into the cannon animation if you happen to roll on the same frame that you would have bounced on an enemy running off a ledge or walking off a ledge. If you're walking off, it'll be slower.
Mm-hmm. And in that state, you're pretty much invulnerable to everything except bees. So Tonkotsu did a little bit of a delay there to make sure that he could slide under those bees at the end nicely without taking damage. This jump roll saves 45 seconds, so it is very nice to get.
Back to a common motif we'll see in this run, gonna have another split up glitch.
Yep.
The cornerstone of wrong warping.
Yeah, so Manic Minster is going to be a level that we'll revisit a lot in this run. It is pretty much going to be like the home base, where we're going to be wrong warping to different locations. And actually another thing worth mentioning that we didn't really talk about is Split Up Glitch takes lives to do. Like, life management is actually a pretty important part of this run. I believe Tonkotsu is going to go for a life farming strat at some point. We'll point it out.
But yeah, there's a good load of intentional deaths within this category that when going for a good time or even record, you have to basically try to go out of your way to get as many lives, but as quickly as possible without deviating from the intended route.
Yep.
Yeah,
So there it is. There's a live farming. And now we're back in 1-1. Oh no, Tonkotsu died. Oh no. This death is actually intended. So like, despite the fact that Tonkotsu wrong warped back to 1-1, if you start select out of 1-1, the game still thinks that you're in Manic Minster, so it would just put you on the World 6 overworld. But it's actually important that we get back to World 1. So now Tonkotsu is gonna set up Split Glitch once again.
So yeah, you can never start select out of a level you've wrong warped from, which is important when doing backups in this category as well.
Yeah, definitely. And speaking of backups, so Tonkotsu is now going to clear Orangutan Gang, which can be done later, and it would be a little bit faster, but this is actually a very nice backup in case the next wrong warp, which is going to send us to World 5, goes awry. Once again, Tonkotsu has Split Glitch active at the moment. If he takes damage, he's pretty much screwed, but this is very similar to what he's done already in the run. We're gonna pretty much do the exact same setup up until the opening of the bonus. That's gonna be a little different, and this is actually the important part. So like, this next wrong warp is a 3-frame window, and a pause buffer can make it easier, but it's still like pretty tricky to get.
Yeah, because the visual is based on whether Espresso is coming down or going up, and it's kind of hard to tell on a still frame what direction Espresso is moving, so it is kind of by feel, which is how Tonkotsu kind of described it to me when I was learning the category myself.
Yep.
So, nice. I think
this
that's
should be good. So yeah, same song and dance here. Gonna make sure to have both of his Kongs leave at the same time. And we're in World 5.
So yeah, that's basically the most complicated part of the run. A lot of it's going to be from now on rinse and repeat stuff in Mincers for wrong warps that we'll explain when we get there. But now might actually be a good time for donations.
I have absolutely got you covered. Starting with a $10 donation from Bitsy Glitch. Donkey Kong Country has been a favorite game of mine since I was a small child, and I'm so excited to see a run this year. Here's some money for a great cause, and let's see these apes go fast. I've also got $50 in here from Cole Smudge. Ooh, banana. And Lady Harmar also sends in $50. Can't wait for this DKC speedrun. Reverse boss order? I could barely play them in order as a child. Good luck to the runner.
So yeah, now we're in like the first real platforming section of this category, where we're going to see some actual levels played correctly.
Yeah, actual hard levels played correctly, mind you. Like
World
this level right there in particular, Poison Pond, like this level is not easy whatsoever.
Yeah, casually, World 5 it might be the hardest world in the game. World 6 is definitely up there as well, but World 5 is a daunting task.
Oh yeah.
So the thing with RBO, other than the bouncy warp, which we'll get to later, is it's almost like smooth sailing from this point, especially with the new updates to how you can take damage and set up the wrong warps for mincers. You used to have to travel a much larger distance with the split up glitch, and then that gave you a much larger possibility of soft locking.
Yeah. So when this category was ran back in, I think, HDQ 2018, like the category was pretty new at that point, like maybe 6 months old, and like all the wrong warp setups were like pretty archaic. Like this category saw a ton of improvements over the last few years, which is really awesome.
And now Tonks can... Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, I was gonna say like Tom is gonna set up a minecart air roll glitch here. So if you take damage while in the minecart, you kind of trick the game into thinking that you can still roll in midair, and because you can roll in midair, you can set up jump rolls as at your leisure.
So yeah, nice time to take a break in the run.
Yep. This is the stay hydrated break.
But yeah, so this is another example of a frame perfect trick. Landing on that bird on the right frame will cause you to bounce, and if you can execute a roll on that frame, you will start moving right as if you were in a cannon. And again, only enemies you need to avoid are bees, which conveniently do end up in your path by the end of it. But the glitch actually ends after halfway once you hit a platform, because the rolling through air glitch is based off the fact that if you take damage with one of the Kongs standing on a platform, and then for some reason the way the minecart stages are built, once you're between those platforms, you actually can just keep rolling in the air. You can actually get the glitch from halfway as well if you take damage and have taken the halfway barrel, if you're holding B and right as you exit the halfway barrel. Another hard stage as well, Blackout Basement. Can't be doing the laundry.
Can't be doing the laundry.
Shout outs to Tylenol.
Yeah, this is a very tough level when new runners of this game are starting out. This is one of my favorites, personally. Like, you feel really good about yourself when you can do this level, regardless of like the light cycle that's going on.
Yeah, and Tonk just did an amazing job of it right now.
Yeah, that was nice.
So, second boss of the category, which is actually the 5th boss of the game.
Yeah, this is Boss Dumb Drum, aka donation time.
Yeah, this would be a good time.
Awesome, I've got you covered here. Sebastian sends in $25. My favorite game of all time, Donkey Kong Country. I have to donate. First GDQ I've had the money to support. Happy to be a part. Hey, congratulations. Thank you for that support. I've also got the Hard Kong coming in with $1,000. And they say Donkey Kong Country was one of the first games I ever played. Love the GDQ events and happy to donate towards a great cause. I also have Evan Axel coming in with $5. Rolling.
All right, so now we're done with World 5, but we need to go back to Mincers so that we can actually progress. So, same song and dance. Tonkotsu is gonna set up the split up glitch, and afterwards, he's gonna be doing some really funky stuff.
So yeah, since the wrong warps are essentially, you want to create an invisible object, and then how that invisible object is placed by the Kong itself dictates where you're going to exit. So in this case, Donkey Kong is now holding an invisible object, and since he places it down, you end up in Rope Bridge Rumble, which is 4-5. So any level where you could actually create an invisible object with Donkey Kong and place it just down and open a bonus will actually send you to this level. So a lot of the science behind this category was finding out how to just create the invisible objects to get in Mincers. And then since you can create them there, it became how do you get the Kongs to do the correct things to make those bonuses open. And there's different combinations for different levels, as we'll see as the run goes on. But he's going to go for another frame perfect trick here.
Yep. So remember earlier when I talked about SJRs or super jump rolls? Okay, unfortunately, we don't get to see it. But that's... Yeah.
Got it, but hit the platform. So if you hit a platform after getting a super jump roll or a jump roll, you will actually stop. If you don't jump again, you can actually keep that speed and try to get another jump roll if there's an opportunity, but that's a very advanced strat that most people don't go for.
Yeah. And besides, this level is a really intense platforming level, so like, there's no like, there's not much of value that's being lost here. Like, you guys can enjoy this gaming by gamer Tonkotsu.
And the third boss, or the fourth boss of the game. And luckily, we have skipped one of the worst levels of the game, Croctopus Chase, loved by Lovebird.
Sorry, Lovebird. So here, Tonkotsu does a damage boost here to skip a cycle, small time save, and also sets up Donkey Kong in the lead position so that you can, set up split up glitch once again and do the same song and dance. Albeit, this time it's going to be a little different because the game still thinks that we're in Manic Mincers. Therefore, if we go in Manic Mincers to try and set up the split up glitch, the DK barrel won't be there, so we take a short trip to Misty Mine instead.
And instead of going directly to World 3, which might take a lot of time, we're actually going to take a detour back to World 1 with this wrong one, albeit a different stage.
Yep.
And this time, we're going to give Donkey Kong 2 barrels.
Yep, so now Diddy holds the invisible object, and now you want to land on this crusher facing left.
And Reptile Rumble.
Yep, Reptile Rumble. So this is 1-3, the very end of 1-3. And the reason why we go back to World 1 instead of doing anything else here for this wrong warp is because we still need to clear some of the World 1 levels to complete World 1 later in this run. And it's actually a lot more convenient to do them right now than to do them later.
Yeah, and the spot that he is going to map warp from after this, there is another corner that's on the second side of the world map that you can actually map warp from, is the shortest within Ogang as well.
Yep.
It's the one that actually puts you at the very end. So all in all, for speedrunning, it became extremely convenient for the map warp to be after this section, since you could clear this part of World 1 and then get to the very end of Ogang, because there is actually 3 that go to Ogang, but they're different spots of Ogang, and then 1 that takes you to 1-2.
So yeah, there's the corner. Tonkotsu gonna go for map warp again.
Nice.
First try again. I think Tonk got map warp first try for all of... Oh no, he died!
Oh no. Yeah, that saves time over...
Oh no, anyway.
And actually, taking damage saves more time than falling into a pit as well. So you want to get hit by something if you are going to take an intentional death than trying to fall into a pit, because the animation takes longer.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, like Tong taking a death gear is just minimal time save because he already completed Ogang. But because he completed Ogang, like he still cannot like start select out of it, because if you were to start select, like the game would still think that actually, like, I don't even think you could start select after map warp, right?
I think you're just stuck.
Yeah,
start
exactly.
Select does nothing.
Yep.
But if you were in a stage before wrong warping, you'll start select back to the stage that you wrong warped from, not the wrong or stage you were in currently.
Yeah, exactly.
But like, say you wrong warp from Mincers to Reptile and you've already beaten it, if you start select, you're going back to Mincers.
Alright, so 4th boss, but the 3rd one, actually.
Yeah. And maybe the worst boss of the game. In terms
Yeah,
of
this boss is not particularly trivial. It's an easy boss to screw up. Like, you know, we have a saying for Donkey Kong Country 2, don't sleep on the king, but like, not sleeping on the queen, also applicable
Yes, very much. And as you'll see with actually every boss, up until the World 1 boss, you're going to want to always sack Diddy Kong, because it's faster to just have the one Kong to set up split up glitch.
Yeah, exactly. It's interesting because, like, you know, in other DKC categories, Donkey is pretty useless. Like, he's slow, he's bad, his hitbox sucks. Like, you really don't want him around, but, like, this is kind of like his category to shine. Like, he sets up a ton of wrong warps and split up glitches.
Yeah, he is absolutely the unsung hero of RBO.
Yeah. But yeah, so this wrong warp incoming, this wrong warp is a 2-frame window. This wrong warp is very difficult, arguably the hardest wrong warp in the run. We're gonna need this TNT barrel to make an invisible object. Or actually, we used the other barrel to make an invisible object, but we're gonna like try to open the bonus at a very specific timing of crouching to drop the barrel, and Tong got it first try. Very nice.
Yeah, that is definitely the hardest trick. Maybe not of the run, but in its location of the run. Because by this point, if you're on pace, you've done so much that you're now going for a 2-frame window, and you get it first try is always a good feeling.
Yeah.
Because there's a very specific animation that will happen where the TNT barrel is opening the bonus before the invisible object, because you're still holding 2 objects at that moment. Oh, and we'll actually get to see a super jump after this level as well. I forgot there is a super jump in this category.
Yep. So it's actually like a good timing to explain what super jumps are, since we mentioned them throughout this run but never explained them. So what you want to do for a super jump to set it up, you actually want to take damage and make sure that the Kong you take damage with leaves the screen from above. And that's step 1. Step 2 is get another Kong, and step 3 is take damage and then hold B. And while doing so, you gain as much height as you want for as long as you're holding B. And there happens to be an off-screen warp barrel that is a donkey-only warp barrel in this level, Millstone Mayhem, that sends you to the end of the level. And it's actually the fastest way of completing this level.
And casually, it may look like he just bounced on that and you could just hold B and get up there, but if you try to do that without setting up a super jump, you will not make it. You need to use the tire that's later in the level. That's the intended route.
Yep. Alright, and now we're like in the home stretch, but this is gonna be more or less what we're already seen. So like you guys have already seen the Reptile Rumble wrong warp. We're gonna do a repeat of it. So, you know, get rid of Diddy and then set up split up glitch, same song and dance. And once we're in Reptile Rumble, we're gonna have to do another death warp because like I mentioned, can't start select out of Reptile Rumble.
Yeah, and it may seem simple, I didn't think about it earlier, but you can't set up split up glitch with both Kongs because obviously you have the second Kong already, so you can't trick the game. So you always want to do that with one Kong. And now he's controlling both. And rinse and repeat of the Reptile Rumble warp.
So yeah, we've already completed Reptile Rumble. Earlier this run, we've also completed Coral Capers to get access to the corner to do map warp. So now all we have left to do is 1-5.
Oh wait, sorry. Falling in a pit is faster than taking damage. I got that backwards earlier. I'm like, now I'm...
Oh, yeah, because there's no animation.
Yeah.
No death animation when you fall into it.
Yeah, I just said that backwards and I'm like realizing now. No, it's the other way around. The animation is when you die. So yeah, you don't want to take damage, but there's no fast way to get into a pit. Okay. And this is a non-trivial extendo as well, even the easier way. So it's nice to not have to go the NMS route for the last level of the game, and we're close to seeing the last boss.
Yep. The last boss.
This been
AKA
really
the first boss, AKA the hardest boss.
I just realized this has been like a really solid run.
Yeah, very good run. Like Tonk got bird tuts and didn't miss any wrong warps, didn't die more than intended. Yeah. Because like I said, there are a lot of intended deaths and set up for glitches in this run.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
now we only have K-Roll left to destroy.
Everybody's favorite crocodile with a crown.
And Cape.
Oh, he is wearing a cape, that is true.
Yep.
Shout out to all the gamers that have gone against him. And luckily in this game, the boss fight, especially if you're not trying to go for gold per se, is one of the easier boss fights in a game. So it's really nice to actually get 2K rule in a run because you kind of just feel at home.
Yeah, I mean, in general, like, DKC bosses aren't, like, too challenging.
Neki though.
the true unsung hero.
Yeah, the unsung hero of DKC is Neki too specifically.
Yeah. The slayer of runs.
Yeah, I think it killed a 728 is what I heard.
Yep. Word on the street is that it did just that. Alright, and that's it. K-Roll is dead.
Yeah, nothing more. Roll the credits with a K.
Yep. Coding with a K.
I like that they use the U in coloring as well.
Yeah. As a Canadian, I can appreciate that. Wait,
Oh no, what's happening?
he's alive? Oh my goodness.
Does this always happen?
That's never happened before.
I gotta go back and look at some of my runs.
Yeah.
So yeah, fake credits.
Get ready on time, by the way.
Yeah, time is gonna come when the banana drops.
And time.
Nice run.
Nice run. Very good. So I hope you guys enjoyed Reverse Boss Order. Hope that wasn't too confusing. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys are interested in actually learning the Donkey Kong Country games, we actually have a wiki, dkcspeedruns.com. It has a ton of information and documentation on how to play these games quickly. So hope to see you there. There's also the link to the public Discord. And yeah.
Yeah.
You wanted to say some words, Tonk?
Okay, so I was really happy to showcase this category without any soft rocks and in under 30 minutes. I also hope DKC Speedrun will keep improving. So thank you so much for having me today. That's all.
Thank you, Tonkotsu. That was incredible. I'm going to need to take a little time to still parse exactly what happened. I haven't seen the game beat quite that way before. Do you normally have to beat that in boss twice? Was that new? I don't remember that. Anyway, let's take a quick donation here following up on that. One here I wanted to get in, $15 from Zero Jedi. Man, when I called the Nintendo Power Line for help with Donkey Kong Country back in the day, not only did I get ultra grounded, but they didn't mention any of this stuff. I guess I can't teach you everything. All right, everybody, let's take a quick break, stretch, get a drink. We'll be right back with you in just a minute. Welcome back, everyone. This is Summer Games Done Quick 2022. It looks like we have got an interview up next. SpikeVegeta is going to be talking with Artful Hobbes, who's going to be running F-Zero GX here in just a minute. I don't want to hold you up from that. Spike, take it away, my friend.
And welcome back, everyone, to Summer Games Done Quick 2022. I am SpikeVegeta, and I am very excited to be joined by a speedrunner by the name of Artful Hobbes, taking on the video game F-Zero GX. Running it on story mode, very hard. One of the most legendary speedruns you could ever watch. Hobbes, how you doing today, my friend?
Oh man, I am very excited. I'm so excited to be here. This is my first Games Done Quick, and actually the first time I even submitted anything. So it's crazy that I'm even here for this. But yeah, I'm really happy for this run.
That's a good batting average right there. 1 for 1 getting into the marathon, but I'm sure the games committee saw hard mode or very hard mode on story and said, okay, we need to do this. Now, before I get into my proper questions right here, Hobbes, I do want to give you the floor. I believe you have some shout outs you want to have.
I do, yes. You'll notice right beside me here, I have this wonderful world record F-Zero GX poster that I had commissioned from a wonderful artist. He goes by JR Comic Art. You can find him on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, his own website. I believe that all the panels on top there for each individual chapter, he is planning on selling as well, or the 3x3 grid of all 9 of them. Mm-hmm. He just has to get an update to his website, so at the time of recording, this is not quite available, but it will. And he just has like an amazing comic style. You know, even if you're not the biggest fan of F-Zero, check out his work because it is really, really amazing, and he definitely deserves the praise.
Absolutely love the comic style. I'm a big 90s Archie's Sonic comic fan and everything. So that gives me big vibes in that way. So super, super cool artwork there and the very cool shout outs. Now I do want to talk about the run proper right now. Again, F-Zero GX. I've done a lot of video game challenges over the year, things that I thought were very, very difficult. Beating F-Zero GX on story mode at all is the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my gaming career, and that was on normal mode. You are going up 2 difficulties higher, defeating it on very hard for us today, and you're gonna do it in 25 minutes, what took me 14 hours on a much lower difficulty. Hobbes, how does the challenge of playing this game day in and day out compare to anything else you've done in your gaming life?
Well, like everything, you put in enough time and enough practice, and you'll eventually get pretty good at it. But at the same time, after running this game for so long, actually completing a speedrun without having to reset or without dying is lightning in a bottle, especially when you have to apply all of the super advanced and really difficult techs. So all the Forbidden Memories fans out there, beating this game is probably around the likelihood of getting a Meteor B Dragon drop.
Oh my gosh. As a Forbidden Memories fan, we're talking way less than 1% right there. Good God. There's, like you said, there's so much tech involved with this run. I want to ask you a little bit about just what is your favorite piece of that? What is one aspect of this run, whether it's tech, a trick you pull off specifically in a certain level, a level itself that if you nail that, you are popping off at home and here on the GDQ stage?
Well, if I'm able to get Chapter 2 first try, I will be very excited. The second chapter, you're racing Samurai Goro down the Red Canyon, and the entire right side of the course is opened up, which means that you're actually able to do the most difficult advanced technique in the game called shift boosting. So when you go airborne and when you go back onto the course, that transition between air to ground grants you a speed boost. Well, with the entire side of the course open, if you chain those together over and over again, you're getting ludicrous amounts of speed. But at the same time, you mess up, and you die.
You're in a pit, believe it or not, right there off to the side. That is always an exhilarating level to get to watch. All of them are very excited to get to watch it. I want to talk a little bit about, because again, this game is so difficult, it's probably very daunting for like a newer runner. A lot of people are going to watch the run today and say, I could never do any of that. Tell me something that you think a runner could potentially start doing in a few hours of work and be able to apply to their new speedruns of F-Zero GX.
Well, there's two techniques I think that could really help people out if you want to get into this game. The first one, ironically enough, is called momentum throttle, and it's pretty simple. You let go of the A button.
All right, I can do that.
So the way it works, it's a weird programming thing, but if you think about it, it makes sense. So you hold the A button, and it brings you up to your top speed. Well, with this game, you're going to be going quite faster than your top speed, often with boost power and boost pads. So you'll be going above your top speed. Now, there's there's every vehicle, but it's a different speed for each vehicle that you'll want to let go of the A button, and then the speed will go down, and then you'll reignite your engine. So that's called momentum throttle, is when you're going a lot faster than your top speed. You let go of the A button, and it'll actually decrease the amount of speed that... it causes you to go back to your top speed slower than if you just held down the A button.
Mm-hmm.
So, which also opens up, shift boosting. You have to let go of the A button for that. Momentum turbo slide, you have to let go of the A button for that. That gets a little more advanced, but the second technique is just called quick turning. It's a little more tricky to explain, but you basically break grip, you L and R at the same time, just like very briefly, and then you turn to the right and drift to the right. And that little bit of breaking grip allows you to actually turn sharper than just drifting to the left and right.
And this
is also a technique that you'll see quite a bit.
Yeah, going to be showcasing it all over the run today. Everyone, that's just a couple of, those are the simpler techniques, actually, in running this game. But there is so much, a masterclass, I'm sure, Artful Hobbes, that you could teach people in getting into this game. Hobbes, we do got to kick it back up to the front. I am very excited for your run of F-Zero GX. It's been 8 years since that legendary run by CGN at AGDQ 2014, and now the big follow-up 8 years later by you. Best of luck, my friend. We're going to kick it back up to the front for more SGDQ 2022. Everyone get hyped for F-Zero GX by Artful Hobbes.
Excellent. Thank you so much.